For more on this, I'm joined by international negotiator Nomi Bar Yaacov. Nomi, great to have you back on the show today. Thank you so much for joining me. It has been an extremely busy day today. President Donald Trump has arrived in Sharm El-Sheikh. We saw him in Israel a little bit earlier. The Egyptians have played a key role in the ceasefire deal, haven't they?
Absolutely. I mean, the Egyptians have been pivotal right from the start. They're not only playing a pivotal role in the ceasefire, they're playing a pivotal role in the implementation of every stage. They're training the Palestinian police force in Egypt, over 10,000 police officers. They have been one of the key mediators alongside Qatar and the US right from the beginning, from the 7th of October 2023. So yes, I would say that the head of security, the Egyptian head of security, has been absolutely pivotal. They did change halfway through, but both of them have been extremely instrumental throughout this period, including all the ceasefires and especially at this in this ceasefire too.
So we saw President Trump in Israel addressing the Knesset, saying the skies are calm and guns are silent. What will the history books say about this very moment? Do we finally have peace in the Middle East?
I think we're quite a long way away from peace, but what we have is a plan that is a very broad plan. It is a framework rather than a detailed peace agreement. Peace agreements tend to be hundreds of pages and extremely detailed, and the devil is always in the detail. That said, achieving a ceasefire at this given moment in time and achieving an agreement on a framework is a huge accomplishment, and it should not be taken lightly. Whether it will be implemented or not depends on numerous factors, including goodwill and whether the president of the US, Donald Trump, will continue to exercise the leverage that he has over Prime Minister Netanyahu. That really is the key factor. And of course, Turkey, who joined the mediation efforts recently and were extremely instrumental in getting us this particular deal, whether Turkey and Egypt and Qatar will continue to exercise their leverage over Hamas. I'm sure they will. So really, as I see it, the main issue is to ensure that all parties exercise the leverage that they have over Israel and Hamas, respectively.
And the Palestinian president, Mahmoud Abbas, is in attendance in Egypt. Nomi, will he be pushing for a future Palestinian state and the rebuilding of Gaza? How important is this summit for him? We saw him shaking hands with Donald Trump. Is this his moment to really get the best for his people?
Well, I think his days are numbered. I mean, not literally days, but it's a question of months. He has been in power for far too long. He hasn't served the Palestinian people well, and we're really looking at the next president and the next Palestinian government to carry this through. What he does need to do is urgently appoint a technocratic Palestinian government in order to have governance in Gaza, because what we've been seeing is Hamas returning to the street with full force, full-fledged, a show of arms, and there is quite a lot of violence already in the street. So it's not just Abbas, but you need to have the Palestinian police deployed. The one that I just mentioned is trained. You need to have a mandate, a very clear mandate for the stabilization force, the international stabilization force that is envisaged in the 20-point peace plan. And of course, the technocratic Palestinian government is absolutely key, because if there's no governance by the envisaged technocratic new Palestinian government in Gaza, then you will probably have violence, unfortunately, in the streets.
And also, let's just talk about Donald Trump, because he said all he does in his life is make deals. A little bit earlier, he said Iran would like to make a deal and would like help. How likely are we to see a deal with Iran?
Well, I think that's very, very interesting, because Iran originally was silent, which is also interesting. I mean, as opposed to sort of going bombastically against this deal. And then quietly there was a hint, and then beyond the hint, of approval. So whereas they're not signing on the document, they are kind of hanging in there in the shadows, and I think it is possible if everything works through. I don't think Iran wants to be the spoiler anymore. They have lost Hezbollah. They have virtually lost Hamas. When I say that they are in the streets, you're seeing young teens and 20-year-olds, the entire establishment of Hamas, so the entire Ezzedine al-Qassam, the military wing of Hamas, all its leadership has been eliminated. They're all targeted in Israeli military action, known as targeted assassinations. So I think really, I mean, there's 2 years of this has been going on. So I think Iran has sort of learned the lesson that they're not very much in favor with anyone at the moment. And yes, it is a possibility that we will see them slowly moving towards acceptance of this deal. They did sign on to the Arab reconstruction plan for Gaza, the Egyptian plan that was launched in January this year. And this particular Trump plan is not too different to that.
Nomi, so good to have you on the show. Thank you as always.
My pleasure.